After he had received a vision, King Alfred set out from his island stronghold of Athen to gather a small force of Christian warriors for a last stand against the Danes. Meeting the Danish army at Ethandune, King Alfred's band fought valiantly but suffered heavy losses and was sent into full retreat. Selections from Book 7, Ethandune, The Last Charge. And as a child whose bricks fall down repiles them o'er and o'er, came ruin and the rain that burns, returning as a wheel returns, and crouching in the furs and ferns, he began his life once more. He took his ivory horn unslung and smiled, but not in scorn. Endeth the battle of Ethandune with the blowing of a horn. And joyous of the sudden stay of Alfred's routed few, sat one upon a stone to sigh, and some slipped up the road to fly, till Alfred in the fern hard by set horn to mouth and blew. And they all abode like statues, one sitting on the stone, one halfway through the thorn hedge tall, one with a leg across a wall, and one looked backwards, very small, far up the road alone. Brothers at arms, said Alfred, on this side lies the foe. Are slavery and starvation flowers, that you should pluck them so? For whether it is better to be prodded with Danish poles, having hewn a chamber in a ditch, and hounded like a howling witch, or smoked to death in holes, or that before the red cock crow, all we, 1,000 strong, go down the dark road to God's house, singing a Wessex song, to sweat a slave to a race of slaves, to drink up infamy? No, brothers, by your leave, I think death is a better ale to drink, and by all the stars of Christ that sink, the Danes shall drink with me. Though dead are all the paladins whom glory had in ken, though all your thunder-sworded thanes with proud hearts died among the Danes, while a man remains, great war remains. Now is a war of men. The men that tear the furrows, the men that fell the trees. When all their lords be lost and dead, the bondsmen of the earth shall tread, the tyrants of the seas. Let Hildred hack the shield wall, clean as he hacks the hedge. Let Gurth the Fowler stand as cool as he stands on the chasm's edge. Let Gorlias ride the sea kings, as Gorlias rides the sea. Then let all hell in Denmark drive, yelling to all its fiends alive, and not a rag care we. When Alfred's word was ended, stood firm that feeble line, each in his place with club and spear, and fury deeper than deep fear, and smiles as sour as brine. And the king held up the horn and said, see ye my father's horn, that Egbert blew in his empery, once when he rode out commonly, twice when he rode for venery, and thrice on the battle morn. But heavier fates have fallen, the horn of the Wessex kings, and I blew once the riding sign, to call you to the fighting line, and glory, and all good things. And now 2 blasts, the hunting sign, because we turn to bay. But I will not blow the 3 blasts, till we be lost, or they. And now I blow the hunting sign, charge some by rule and rhyme. But when I blow the battle sign, charge all, and go to God. Wild stared the Danes at the double ways, where they loitered all at large, as that dark line, for the last time, doubled the knee to charge, and caught their weapons clumsily, and marveled how and why, in such degree, by rule and rod, the people of the peace of God went roaring down to die. And when the last arrow was fitted and was flown, when the broken shield hung on the breast, and the hopeless lance was laid in rest, and the hopeless horn blown, the king looked up, and what he saw was a great light like death. For Our Lady stood on the standard's rent, as lonely and as innocent as when between white walls she went, and the lilies of Nazareth. One instant, in a still light, he saw Our Lady then. Her dress was soft as western sky, and she was a queen most womanly, but she was a queen of men. Over the iron forest, he saw Our Lady stand. Her eyes were sad without an art, and 7 swords were in her heart, but one was in her hand. Then bursting all and blasting, came Christendom like death. Kicked of such catapults of will, the staves shiver, the barrels spill, the wagons waver and crash and kill the wagoners beneath. Barriers go backwards, banners rend, great shields groan like a gong. Horses like horns of nightmare, neigh horribly and long. Horses ramp high and rock and boil and break their golden reins, and slide on carnage clamorously, down where the bitter blood doth lie, where Ogier went on foot to die, in the old way of the Danes. The high tide, King Alfred cried, the high tide and the turn. As the tide turns on the tall gray seas, see how they waver in the trees, how straight their spears, how knock their knees, how wild their watchfires burn. The Mother of God goes over them, walking on wind and flame, and the storm cloud drifts from city and dale, and the Whitehorse stamps in the Whitehorse vale, and we all shall yet drink Christian ale in the village of our name. The Mother of God goes over them, on dreadful cherubs borne, and the psalm is roaring above the rune, and the cross goes over the sun and moon. Endeth the battle of Ethandune with the blowing of a horn. Selections from the Ballad of the Whitehorse by GK Chesterton.